This is TNM News.
Hi, everybody. Todd here with TNM News, and we are back with one of my favorite people, star of stage and screen, and of course, the kitchen, my good friend, Edible D, the Happy Chef. D, welcome back. How are you?
Hi there, Todd. Oh, just going down rabbit holes, doing my thing.
Yeah, so it's been a minute since we have chatted, so I'm excited to catch up on your life, talk about the trials and tribulations of 2025, and let's talk about what you got coming up in 2026. But first, you really have to explain the rabbit outfit.
But do I, Todd? Do I really have to explain myself?
I
I
guess
mean,
you don't. I
myself, I've changed so many times since I was myself 2 minutes ago when you started this little thing. However, I will appease the audience. Hello, audience. Hi, and how are you? I am Edible D, aka the Happy Chef. That is what THC stands for. And today I am the White Rabbit, taking you down a rabbit hole. In fact, I'm taking you to the Happy Chef's Recipes to Wonderland. It is my latest cookbook, Follow the White Rabbit, the Happy Chef's Recipes to Wonderland. It just released on 11/11/2025, hence my mask. But I don't know, it kind of looks good on me, right? Maybe I should start going to the supermarket like this whenever I need
Oh,
some
it is
cute.
hot. Yeah, it is
I was
hot for
gonna
sure.
say I might start a trend,
You
You know,
might.
I identify as a white rabbit. Follow me.
Interesting.
Follow
I'm
me.
not sure which bathroom you use though. Yeah.
They need to make rabbit bathrooms,
Right,
Todd. I'm
exactly.
protesting immediately. Hold
Right.
on, let me get
Sounds
out.
like a
Let me get
plan.
out there. Hold
Yeah.
on, hold on.
There
Probably
she
already
is.
did the thing. Oh
There
my
she is.
goodness. Hi guys. I'm sorry, Rabbit. I'm gonna have to put you down for a minute. Put you
So
down.
so that's great. You get a new book out. Let's talk about the White Rabbit, and let's talk about your new book and
Yes.
what possessed you to put it down on paper yet again.
Well, first off, me and I'm from like three generations of avid Alice obsessed women in our family. As a matter of fact, me and my sisters and my mother's nursery was all decorated in Alice. It's kind of a family tradition. And we have three generations of Alice collectibles, antiques, artwork, like all throughout the house. Honestly, probably but probably well, considering I had two, not one, but two copies of the original Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. I actually ended up selling one at an auction, and it helped fund my business
Oh wow.
as the Happy Chef, yeah, Phoebus auction. So, and that copy was in a lot better condition. The other one that I kept has actually a lot of sun damage and like some of the gold flakes from Alice and the logo on it got like flaked off over the years. So
Yeah.
that one was a lot lesser value. So I sold one of them and it helped fund the Happy Chef. So I have a very intimate relationship with Alice. Very intimate
And
relationship.
is that all Alice's or just Alice in Wonderland? Like Alice, have you been to Alice's restaurant, or
I have,
have you are you a big fan of
I have
Alice
not.
Cooper?
Like all Alice, so sure, Alice Cooper, Alice in Chains for sure. Nutshell is my one of my favorite songs of all time.
Well, there you go.
Uh,
And what about Alice from the Brady Bunch? Big fan of hers?
Sure, why not? If I get blessed with children, I actually was going to name my daughter Alice and my son Atlas. Were the
Oh
names
wow.
that I. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very fond of both of those names. So
Nice.
a couple years, give me a couple more years building, and then I might do it. I might do it.
Nice. Nice.
Um, but no, but this is actually a cookbook that I wrote with my mother, and she had contributed quite a few recipes in it, mainly the baking portion. That is my least favorite of the culinary sciences because, especially in my business, just because as an edible chef and as like a manufacturer, it has the lowest shelf life, as you know, Todd, of any of the other products that I manufactured. And I mean, let me see, I've built 19 kitchens in my career all over the globe. I've consulted for over 30 plus companies. I can't even tell you how many products that I actually have had in circulation and still have in circulation. I also have my own brand, The Happy Chef, which is all organic, everything. All of my ingredients are certified organic ingredients. And as well as all my cookbooks, I always promote organic lifestyle because I'm trying to keep it real with y'all. And the best way to keep it real with y'all is to keep you eating real food.
Oh, you're talking crazy. Talking crazy.
I'm talking
So,
crazy.
so what was that like working with your mom on a cookbook? That must have been a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. My mom is definitely a very interesting woman. She has a lot of Alice in her, and I think that's probably why that we were always drawn to Alice in Wonderland. Just I know the drug culture within our community and our culture kind of has a lot to do, and there's a huge fan base, actually, and a cult following, really, of Alice lovers. But like with me and my mother, like I always told her, because, Alice was never put into the Disney princesses and, from Disney's 1951 version. And I said, well, in the book, it's because Alice becomes a queen. And that's why she's not a princess. She's a queen. And I actually really, really loved Alice is because she was the one like that. She wasn't waiting on a man to save her. You know what I mean? All the other Disney princesses were all comatose and dead, like Snow White, dead. She had to get woken up by a man that kissed her while she's dead, which is a little weird. Necrophilia, I guess.
Definitely a little weird.
Then Sleeping Beauty, same thing. Necrophilia, a lot of interest there. I don't know what's going on, Disney, with all your princesses, but I don't want not a part of it. I'd rather be Alice, who's always searching for Wonderland. He's always searching for curiosity and an adventure. That's the kind of princess queen I am. Queen I am. And so when my mother and I decided to do this, I actually wrote this for my future kids, and I actually wrote this in code. Go figure that. Should I tell you more, Todd? Should I tell you more?
Yes, do tell.
Well, as Todd knows, I am a 4-time published author and of the Happy Chef Cannabis Cookbook series, really the Happy Chef Cookbook series. And I just relaunched my editions pretty much because of the trials and tribulations that we've all had in the industry, especially dealing with Meta in Metaverse and Google and YouTube and those kind of platforms. Thank you to all of y'all, because y'all have deleted me multiple times due to me, I guess not following guidelines. Heaven forbid I post a picture of a plant, Todd.
Terrible. How dare you?
How dare me? It's a shame. I'm such a rebel. So what I did was I launched my cookbook series. I did new editions where I put everything in code. Now, I am the Happy Chef, and one of the greatest side effects of our plant is happiness, if used correctly. And then I also wrote Delic Dishes, which is a psychedelic cookbook. So I cook with magic also. So now all of my cookbooks, within the recipes, it literally says, use 3 tablespoons of MCT coconut oil infused with happiness and magic. So now everything is in code. So this cookbook, my latest cookbook, actually dubs as a regular mainstream cookbook because everything is in code. Everything is in code of like what you add. Now, of course, I give you all the dosings and formulations all in the Happy Chef and in Delic Dishes. You have all the me talking nerdy to you as much as possible in these ones. But this one I made for my future kids, for your kids, any of you Alice fans out there. And I wrote it to be that the recipes were contributed by Wonderland characters, such as the Cheshire Cat and the Caterpillar and the Tweedles and the Walrus and Alice herself. And of course, the Mad Queen had to make her appearance. If I didn't, it would have been off with that head right there, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But the book turned out absolutely beautiful, and as well as it's also a maze. I designed it to be a maze cookbook because, as we know in Wonderland, nothing really makes sense. Everybody's mad here, kind of like here, actually, in our world. Pretty interesting how that kind of relates. But there's certain pages that you'll have to go back wrong way, this way. And it's to pair you with another story and another intro from another character and with another recipe that this particular recipe pairs excellent with to all Wonderlandians and, some Americans and, Earthians. What Earthlings? Yes, Earthlings is what we would call you, I guess.
I think we should go with Earthians.
Earthians? I like
Yeah.
Earthians too. Earthians too.
I do.
As a Wonderland native, I'll say Earthians. We'll say Earthians, but it also has, Bandersnatch claws, and really, the book is pure poetry. It's not even just a book; it's a story. It's a maze, and it's also a coloring book. At the very end of the book, we have, places that you can make
nice.
make it your own. So I have, we have some of Alice in Wonderland Lewis Carroll's originals that I have in here, as well as you can draw the Cheshire Cat because he's disappeared again. And, so you can make everything yourself and make it as here's me. This is the coloring book of me that we had to add from my author's photo that turned out super cute.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, so this is probably my most fun work, my most beautiful, and I do also love the cover. And this cover it had a lot of different transformations because in my older levels of life, I've kind of just wanted to keep things simple. Kiss had it right, Todd. Keep it simple, stupids. And so I was putting some of the dishes on here, and it just kept looking so busy. And I just got right to the point. Eat me.
Yeah.
So and I mean that in the nicest way possible.
I'm sure you do. It's interesting that you have to write in code about, the magic and the happiness, and then you have "eat me" on the cover.
Yeah. Well, Todd, my first Instagram account, I was at 88,000 followers and deleted by Instagram. I had to then rebuild the second account to 37, deleted. The second one was deleted in 2017. And now I've had to rebuild it again. And let me see, Google took me down. My YouTube page took me down also for, I think, what was I screenshotted? It was hilarious. They said for dangerous content. I was like, ooh, dangerous now, Todd. I didn't even know. Look at little old me.
Must have been your knife
intimidating.
Right.
Huh?
Must have been your knife work.
Yeah, chefs are good with knives. Chefs are good with it, especially chef. I throw them and axes on occasion.
I know you do. I know.
This is good for everybody. But no, Todd, this is a beautiful piece. I loved working with my mother. And we just
Tell me more about that. Tell me more about that because, growing up, mom's the boss, but writing the book, Chef D's the boss, right? So how did that dynamic work?
It was actually kind of fun. My mother is at the level of her life where she loves being a grandmother. And, my siblings who are now passed on, I was blessed with 2 nephews. So I can't really get too much into Alice with either one of them. So I am hoping for me when I have kids to have a little girl, and that's kind of what I told my mother. I wanted to write this for my future kids and for my goddaughters. I do have my friends that have little girls that I get to spoil. And I love the fact that it's kind of funny. Most chefs in the world are trying to break into my industry. And then here I am doing it in reverse. I'm the happy chef, the THC chef, the weed chef, and I'm breaking into the mainstream with my first regular mainstream cookbook.
Right. No, that's awesome. This is exciting news. I think it's really cool that you've chosen this subject based on your history with Alice and your mom's history with Alice. How do you think you identify the most with Alice?
Curiosity, pretty much every line. There's so many. If you read the book right, it's pretty much philosophy. The quotes in it and what you obtain from it and the knowledge that you obtain. But we're all mad here. Yeah, we are. Walk around. Have you left your house today? Everyone is on edge and on too many meds. And was another I have this. My whole kitchen is Alice, as you see. I've got the white rug, I've got the Tweedles and the Cheshire Cat, and I have tens of thousands of dollars worth of Alice knickknacks all over all over my home. Here's another one: people who don't think shouldn't talk. That's one of my favorite Alice quotes that the cards say. And then how about, I knew who I was this morning, but I've changed several times since then. How many times have we woken up in life and actually thought that about ourselves? Because if anybody is on the journey of growth and like self-alchemy and self-improvement, you ask yourself these questions. I, as an entrepreneur, ask myself these questions, if not weekly, every other day. And I'm happy you learn new things about yourself, and that's what Alice does. She's curious. She's in a new world. And also the way Tim Burton made Alice. Wow, what a badass that he made that woman. Like, she's captain of her own ship in those times. And again, going through the looking glass to go help a friend, the Mad Hatter. And, just the relationship she's in. And then the Mad Hatter telling her, oh, Alice, you lost your muchness. You were much muchier. But you've lost your muchness. And then she gets her muchness back. There's so many times in my life where I felt less than I was, and that I felt like I lost my muchness. And in those times, I do like to reflect back on Alice. Like, it's honestly like, what would Alice do? Kind of thing. And Alice, she charged head on. If that's anything that the movies ever touched, she let her curiosity take her down multiple rabbit holes. My job takes me down multiple rabbit holes. Every time that I'm reading case studies that have just come out, or every time I see whatever wrench the government decides to throw in our industry, I am constantly having to learn the art of the pivot.
Yeah.
And we almost have to, you're on that form of self-mastery where you're getting so good at the art of the pivot and changing the page in your life. Like, wouldn't life be boring if you just stayed on the same page and you just kept reading the same page over and over and over again? Like, hell no. Give me adventure. Give me the chaos. Like, obviously, I love it, because I wouldn't still be in this damn industry if I didn't. Todd. I must really like headaches and chaos and fighting. Yeah. I must love fighting.
Yeah. The favorite trait I have with Alice is the way that she goes on this journey and is not judgmental of any of these strange characters that she meets, right? She just accepts them as who they are, right? And I think there's a lesson to be learned there, right? It's like, when you're in trouble and you need help and you have to figure shit out, everybody can contribute. Don't you think?
Yeah. Yes. That's what we should be doing. And instead of everybody wanting to be in the rat race and wanting to compare ourselves, comparison is such a thief of joy. And it's actually funny. I watched, was it a YouTube or was it a book? I was either reading, I think it was like a TED Talk. And one of these guys, it's funny because Alice in Wonderland, we celebrate unbirthdays, because how much more fun is that? We don't know when life is going to end, and what a finite, precious thing that life is. So yeah, let's celebrate unbirthdays as much as possible. But then this video said something quite curious. It said, you shouldn't celebrate your birthday every year, because you're actually doing a countdown, which is kind of depressing if you're looking at it like, oh, I'm 40, oh, I'm 41, I'm 42, and you start looking at life like you're counting down to your deceased. That's kind of depressing. But if you celebrate your birthday on the actual day that it happens. So I was born on a Thursday, right? So technically there has been 7 Thursdays in my lifetime. So I'm 7 years old, right? But it says that on the anniversary of your birth, which is every other day that isn't on your actual birthday, you should just reflect, look at what you've learned, look at how much you've grown, because that way you look at life's journey as not like you're constantly running out of time. Not like you're constantly chasing something for you to just, for the inevitable, for what we all are going to die. That's the one guarantee you have in life, death, bills, and taxes. So, in this journey, why not look at it with a little lighter view or a different perspective? Look at it as oh, every anniversary of my birth, I'm going to look back and see what I learned this year. How much should I get better? How much should I grow? When I trimmed the fat, who did I cut out? They were negative to me. Make my life easier. And then actually celebrate your day on it's your day. And then every other freaking day, celebrate it's your unbirthday, because life is beautiful and we should be celebrating life and being alive and how fun it is to be alive. You're
You
alive.
are talking
You're
crazy.
happy. You're not in pain. I know I am. I know I am. You're alive. You're happy. You're not in pain. You're happy. You got your vision. You are happy, man. You know you can walk. You're happy as F. Okay. And if people start getting into that mentality, into that mindset, I feel like I would leave my house and people would be a lot less angry.
Yeah, I say it all the time. Every day above ground is a good day, right?
All right.
So
It should be. It should
that's
be.
right.
And like, but that's why I said comparison is a thief of joy. I started putting myself into new practices where I don't watch TV. I read. And actually, matter of fact, I feel I did a post on this earlier. I feel like the world has gotten a lot noisier. And so
Yeah,
to
for
me, like
sure.
television is noise. It's been actually difficult for me to listen to music with words in it lately. I've been listening to a lot of strings and classical and symphonies and or just silence. And I've been reading
God, I
more.
love silence. I love
And
silence so much. I
is it
really do.
beautiful?
Yeah, yeah.
Solitude is a privilege. People don't understand that. And if you don't think solitude, if you think solitude is being alone, you got your definitions twisted. Because solitude is a privilege that not many people have. Talk to single moms, talk to any CEO of their own business. We don't get, you think that being a CEO and, like of the happy shit, that my life is just so glamorous. Like, Todd, what do we say? We fight every day.
Every
We
single
fight the
day.
state. We fight the
Every
state. We
single
fight
day.
regulations. We fight shareholders. We fight with clients. We every day is just an ongoing battle, whether you look at it like it's glamorous or not. I'm in a windowless lab
I
all
hear you.
day creating gold.
Same.
It's not that glamorous.
Same. You
It
know
is
how
definitely.
I get to see outside though because we have security cameras. You know.
Yeah, I see.
Right.
And sometimes our security guard is doing his rounds and he walks in with
Right.
his eye that has all the
Right.
cameras and everything, and then I get to really be nosy who's outside.
Exactly. So you've been a chef since 2006. You wrote your first book in 2013, and you're still just killing it. Tell me what keeps you going and keeps you, interested in this craziness.
Like I said, I think I'm mad, Todd. I think I'm just simply mad
Yeah.
about what I do. I actually really, to a sick obsession. I love what I do, and you know this from when we worked together back in Vegas when I
Hmm.
opened up the first licensed facility in Vegas. Is that the what I learned from you guys at the lab, what I learned from case studies, what I learned from partnerships, what I've learned with all the research and data that's been coming out on the plant has only just made me better at my job. And it's just intriguing to me, like that prohibition has just snuffed this and silenced this research for so long. And so I feel like a kid in a candy store, like like, oh gosh, what new thing just came out today? Like, oh my gosh, there's a new toy. Like I go to MJ
Yeah.
BizCon and I see robots and stuff that can help me out of my job. Meanwhile, 20 years ago when I first started doing this, I got carpal tunnel because I was the machine.
Right.
Like
Right. You
I
were
was
the
popping
robot.
molds
That's
by
right.
hand, doing
That's right.
everything by hand, and now I have machines that can do it. And certainly soon we're going to have robots that are going to be doing this.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, for sure.
where in cases where I'd just be needing a young hire and a young person's back to help me out in the kitchen, I'm going to have robots in my kitchens where I can program them at 5 o'clock in the morning to start mopping the kitchen before I get there. Like it's unusual times that
Yeah.
we're living through. Very
And
adaptive. We all have to adapt fast.
you'll give them an order and they'll say, "Yes, chef." Right.
All right, I'm gonna name them Oompa Loompas. You know this. They're all gonna be my Oompa Loompas.
Oh, nice. Nice.
It'd be Oompa Loompa
All right.
1, Oompa Loompa 2.
Yeah,
Well,
right,
I
right.
name everything.
I do know. I do know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you
I
got a
got
bunch of kids.
have a Stevie mix is
Oh,
my
nice.
mixer.
That's funny.
Yeah, that. And then my depositors, I have Selma Hayek and Mrs. Parker
Oh,
in my
that's
Florida
funny.
kitchen.
Nice.
And then my
Nice.
molder is Big Papa.
Oh, that's funny.
So I feel like you name your equipment, it's more personal. And then you can really talk shit to them when they're acting up, like, come on, Mrs.
That's right.
Parker.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I hear you. So I noticed you have some new ink. Let's tell me about your
I,
new ink.
I do. I wear my heart on my sleeve, Todd. I always have. Always have. I
Yeah.
had this one done 2000 2012, 13-ish. I think it was my first, 2013. It was when this happened. I think it was when I first started writing it, 2012. And then I reconnected with my tattoo artist that has done most of my pieces. And because for tattoo artists and for any human, it's just like straight lines don't exist in nature. It's difficult for tattoo artists to do a straight line. You have to get a good one. So I waited. I was very patient. But I basically got all the compounds, all the happy compounds, and all the main compounds that I work with, as I am the happy chef. So on the trigger finger here is adrenaline, because that's one drug that this industry has given me naturally, constantly in this business. Right here is DMT. So I do Muay Thai training. So when I punch you, I might just take you on a trip. And then I have the psilocybin here. I have THC here, tetrahydrocannabinol. Then I have serotonin here, CBD here, 11-hydroxy, CBN, and dopamine. So
Wow.
dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin. I have all the happy drugs that our bodies create naturally within ourselves. And then I have all the main cannabinoids that I work with all the time. Just a sprinkle.
I know you launched the Happy Chef brand recently.
Right.
Let's talk about that and where you're at and what you made.
Well, I'm in the beautiful state of Florida. Todd, I think you're from Florida, aren't you,
I am
originally?
from Florida. Yes, ma'am. Born and raised in Miami.
I do love this state. It's beautiful. A lot of community down there.
Mhm.
I definitely saw a lot of that from all the Florida natives down there. It's a very pleasant place. It's hard not to be in a pleasant mood when the weather is just like that all the
Yeah.
time. I think
Yeah.
the only time you guys might be disgruntled is during hurricanes, which I felt that when I was in Puerto Rico for
Yeah,
like
for sure.
four years. I definitely
Big
suffered
time.
some hurricanes.
Yeah. Big
Definitely
time.
suffered some hurricanes. But now I launched the Happy Chef edibles, the Happy Chef Co. Or at the Happy Chef Co. is the handles. The happychef.co is the website. And it houses all organic everything, because I am very focused. I eat mainly all organic. I like to give myself the 80-20 law, because I can't necessarily control that when I leave my house. However, everything that I eat in house, I've either grown myself. It's either the herbs are grown in the greenhouse, and or everything that I buy is all organic. And I would like to actually give my patients medicine instead of giving them something that's going to cause problems. And so, we've been hearing a
Like
lot.
chemicals? Hmm.
Yeah, like just processed garbage, anything. Like, and I've had to see so much in my career is just the edible chefs is just, baked goods, chocolate, candy. But the worst part is they're using heavily processed sugars, like processed fake chocolate. And then the food dyes, that's all just, I'm just giving you diabetes and ailments upon ailments upon ailments, when I'm supposed to be giving you something that's supposed to be taking the edge off your day and giving you your quality of life back. And I refuse to do it. Most of the products that I've been even designing for clients have been on the organic, non-GMO side, because I push for it as much as possible, no matter how, I'm not going to even be nice, how cheap they want to make their medicines. I was going to say how they want to cut costs. No, how they
Right,
just,
right, right.
they put profits over patients, and I refuse to do that. And and no offense to Biggie Smalls, I say that all the time. I do get high on my own supply, and it's because I know exactly how I make it, and I know exactly what's in it. And I have a very personal relationship with all the growers that I work with. I know what's sprayed on the plants. I know which genetics I'm working with. And I also only infuse with bubble hash rosin. I refrain and stay away from doing any kind of distillation and distillate edibles, because I believe that you're only getting one of the cannabinoids out of like all the other fun ones
Right,
there are to work
right,
with. They're
right.
all
That help each other
and
out a little bit, right?
They all help each other out. Endocannabinoid system. We all keep hearing about, work with our bodies, and it's just like I also like we've talked about this on past podcasts. Todd, about like that we have GMO'd weed, and when you start manipulating how it's grown and how and like me, I have to work with isolated compounds to make personalized medicine. And when you're working with the levels and you're playing with the levels, you're technically GMOing weed, no matter that those compounds are derived from the plant, you're still messing with Mother Nature. And for me, I like to keep things as natural and organic as possible. So that's what my brand stands for. That's what I stand behind. That's why I put my face out there for you guys to see. I am not just a brand. Like, there is a person behind it, and that whole it's not business. It's not personal. It's business. Like, no, with me it is personal.
It's definitely personal.
Right. Definitely personal. I am the happy chef, and I live, breathe, eat, and sleep everything. I put a lot of energy, a lot of research, and a lot of time into perfecting my craft and to making it as healthy and as available to help as many people as possible.
No, that's awesome. You have a great philosophy, a great vibe, and certainly a great aura about you. And I think that's what I've been attracted to all of these years. Besides all of the cool stuff and all the fun and all the funny stuff. So we only got a couple minutes left. What are you going to promote, and what are we going to be doing next year?
Well, definitely stop by if you guys are in the beautiful sunshine state of Florida. Definitely stop by Eden Dispensaries, because that's where you'll find every taste of happiness in all of Florida. And again,
Eden dispensaries all throughout Florida. That's Eden. Think of the Garden of, and that's the dispensary to check out Chef D's. And what else?
Welcome to the garden. I also have another very large public work, and that's all I'm going to leave. I'm going to say I have a very large piece, probably my largest piece that I've ever done, that I'm also collaborating with multiple authors on that are legends in this space, that I'm going to be very happy to announce that. So that's being cooked up soon. Nice. That will be releasing this year. And I also have quite a few collaborations that I'm doing. One of them I'll go ahead and announce is with Magical Butter. The Happy Chef is collaborating with them to do a lot of content, as well as a lot of giveaways, a lot of patient giveaways that we'll be utilizing both of our platforms and working together as just to give a lot more health, wellness, and happiness, and free gifts from the Happy Chef, from me to you, and of course Magical Butter to you. And we've all been kind of putting a lot of creative style on it, so we have a lot of things coming this year, and I'm very excited about everything coming. The year of the horse already feels good,
Nice. And you and I are going to get together once a month, and we're going to do recipes, and we're going to talk about current events, and so you'll see more of D and me. Oh, I like that. I like that name of the show, D and me.
D and me.
I like it. I think we just named it D and me. All right.
D and me, the Todd Talks of the Toddcast.
There you go. Well, great catching up, and looking forward to next year. Looking forward to our first episode in mid-January. So make sure you guys stick around for that. And where do we find all of your stuff, D? At edibled.com, and where else?
Yep, at Edible D and at the Happy Chef Co. You'll find me on every platform. Same name, same game.
Ah, you're a poet. You don't even know it, right?
I knew it.
I know you knew it. All right, D. All the best this holiday season. Have a great new year. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks, and we'll do this all again. She is Chef D, Edible D, the Happy Chef. I'm Todd Dankin. This is TNM News. We'll see you next time.
Ta-ta.